Oh, yeah, the one and only Marvin Sapp, y'all. I guess that was pivotal, right? Right, that's what you usually come with, right, when you do your thing, right, Marcus?
Exactly,
Man.
exactly. Open them up to receive the message that's finna come out. And I don't even know directly how it's gonna come out. I'm just a willing participant. I'm just a vessel carrying the message that God gave me. You know.
Yeah, we didn't, man, I listened to Marvin Sapp a few times, man,
Close.
and never heard this song before. You know what I'm
Close.
saying? We grew up in the church house, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I know about Marvin Sapp, and, you know, I didn't see BB and CC. You know,
Wow.
Commission.
Oh, man. He brought that
You
up.
know what I'm saying?
That's that
Wow.
old school, man. And you remember that group from Seattle called Pilot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they was dope.
Yeah.
I mean, the Little Revival Center though,
Little
yeah,
Revival
actually
Center.
did actually saved me. You know what I mean? In some aspects of my teenage life. You know,
Little Revival Center and Friendship Baptist Church.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Friendship.
Feel me?
Yep.
We used to call it Friendship B.
Yep. No. Yep.
That's
You
the
know?
Friendship Baptist, y'all. If you don't know, man,
Yeah.
I done went to all the churches over there.
I
You
live
know,
right around the
Tyson's
corner
Church,
from you.
Yeah.
Rehoboth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Church of God in Christ, Charity Church of God in Christ, you know.
Second
Man,
Baptist. Good Samaritan.
Second Baptist.
Yeah. Union Baptist.
Yeah.
It all, man. I know we was talking about something earlier, man. Where you actually got the other song by Marvin Sapp that I couldn't find. You said you heard it somewhere and it inspired you to do what you do.
Oh yeah. You know, when I started this journey, not long after being incarcerated, I was probably like maybe 4 days in, and I got transferred from 651 I Street, which is the downtown jail in Sacramento.
Been there.
You know what I'm saying? And they transferred me to RCCC, Real Consumers Correctional Center out in Elk Grove.
Man.
And it's a trip because on this specific day that I walked into this facility and they processed me in, right? I don't believe in accidents, chances, coincidences. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And a purpose, right? So after they process me in, and mind you, I have no control over where they're gonna house me. Now in Sacramento, they do got, you know, gangs, Bloods, Crips, whatnot, right? But I'm not color coded, right? Because I'm from the Bay Area. I mean, black is my color, right? So that means they can house me anywhere. So on this particular day, after they processed me in, they taking us out to house us in the wherever they gonna house us, right? I walk into this dorm, right? And when I walk into this dorm, it hits me because this is a dorm of familiarity, right? I walked into a dorm to see a bed that I had slept in 5 years previously as a result of a parole violation and a DUI, right? It wasn't by chance or by accident that I walked into this particular dorm, right? Because I'm an alcoholic, right? Feel me? So when I walked in and seen this, I was like, whoa, right? This is something going on. There's something happening with this, right? So when I get in there, they call Bible study. They call Bible study, right? So, you know, that's the first thing I do when I get locked up. You know what I'm saying? I want a Bible and a daily bread. Right? You feel me? Because now I'm finna be, you know, I got to make my 911 guy. You feel me? Because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I make all these promises. I make all these promises to God about how I'm going to change. But really, I had no real intentions of changing. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted the situation to be lighter than what it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's the real truth about the situation. Because when I got out, I never did what I said I was going to do. I did the exact opposite. Why? Because I'm a creature of habits. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell, my family, I would tell my loved ones, you know, say, yeah, this is what I'm going to do when I get out. This is what I'm going to do when I get out. I'm going to do this, and this, right? So I set myself up and my people up for failure because I'm telling them what I'm going to do. So now I give them an expectation. I give them an expectation of these things that I said that I'm going to do. So now when I don't get to following through with what I say I'm going to do, right? They say, well, I thought you was going to do this. And I thought you said you're going to do that. Well, guess what? You know what I'm saying? Now it's being exposed, right? So guess what? I'm going to take what we call the effort attitude, right? And me being a creature of habit, I'm going to do what I do. I'm gonna go back to what I know. And what I knew for 25 years was the streets. You see what I'm saying? So here I go. And that would be in a matter of 30 days. In 30 days, I'm off and running. And I'm doing what Marcus do.
Is that a,
you know what I'm saying?
Is that a disease?
Nah, what it's called,
habitual habit?
No, what it's called, it's called insanity. It's called insanity because I believe the lie that's in my head. I believe the lie that's in my head that it's just not gonna be the same this time. It's just not. It's gonna. It's gonna. I'm a. You know, if I only just don't drive down that street and I don't play my music that loud, you know what I'm saying, and I don't got a car full of hard heads in my car with their hats turned backwards, the police ain't gonna stop me. No. But I'm still doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep getting what I'm getting. You see what I'm saying? Point blank. So that's insane. That's insanity. Now get this, right? When I walked into this dorm and I'm going through this experience, right? When I get into my Bible, I come across a scripture, a specific scripture called Proverbs 26:11. And in this specific scripture, it says this: as a dog returns to his own folly, so a fool repeats his own. No, as a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his own folly. Right? So that's insane, right? Dogs is the only ones that will eat their vomit. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So what God had did is God brought me back to put my nose in my vomit by me walking back into this dorm, seeing this bunk that I slept in as a result of a DUI. Now, mind you, when I got arrested, I just came off of a 5-year run. I just came off of a 5-year run of going back out, falling off the wagon, and drinking. You know what I'm saying? But here again, before that, I still had no intentions really of going through the program, of quitting, because I didn't know what life was going to be like with alcohol, and I didn't know what life was going to be like without alcohol. So that fear was there. See, fear of the unknown. Change represents the unknown. And so when we so used to living a certain way and doing certain things, you know what I'm saying? So when we so used to living a certain way and doing certain things, you know what I'm saying, we programmed into that. You know what I'm saying? And even though this may be causing us so much pain, this may be causing us so much torment, you know what I'm saying? We'd rather hold on to this for dear life, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm having pain, misery, depression, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather hold on this because this is familiar to me than to hold on to something, grab a hold of something new that I don't know nothing about. Why? Because that fear is there. Because I don't know what's going to be, how that's going to be, and what's that going to be like. You know what I'm saying? Change is not painful. It's the resistance to change. Change is not painful.
How do you make that change?
It's actually the fear.
How do you make that change, though? You know what I mean?
Say, I'm going to stop doing this.
No.
And be like this.
I'm
not the same thing. Fear.
No, Marvin said he heard this one song up in there, and it changed his whole outlook on that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the song was "He Saw the Best in Me," and the lyrics just crushed my heart. It crushed my heart to the point where it was now soft. It was now soft, and God could take the pieces and start putting the pieces back together to give me a new heart. See, it speak about it in Ezekiel 36, verses, I want to say 26 through 27, or it might be 26 through 28, and he speaks about the heart of stone. And he talks about, I'll take the heart of stone out of you and give you a heart of flesh and give you a new spirit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did for me. See, that's why that song was so pivotal. You know, and the song speaks about how, you know, people turn their back on you and people just write you off and people look at you as a hopeless cause or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But it's somebody greater that sees the best in you, and if you just surrender to him, you know what I'm saying, you'll be amazed at what he can do with your life. A life that you thought was hopeless, that was full of shambles and wreckage and everything, all that destruction. Because see, I got another saying that I say, right, and go a little something like this: from the ashes of destruction grows the roses to success. You know what I'm saying? And it was along this journey that I came across a scripture yet again, and this was in Isaiah 61:3. And it speaks about how God will give us beauty for ashes. So the ashes is the destruction. Because, you know what I'm saying, when you got destruction, you got ashes. When you burn, if something burns, what's left over? The ashes, right? So God will take the ashes of your life and transform them into beauty. You see what I'm saying? See, God told me in Jeremiah 29:11, he said, I know the plans that I have for you. I know the plans that I have for you and to prosper you, right? So see, I had to return to a familiar environment because see, I've been institutionalized before prisons even came into play. I've been institutionalized inside my head. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been trapped inside of my head all my life. That's called the bondage of self, right? So I've been trapped up there all my life. So that conditioned me for jails and institutions. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could thrive so well in incarceration because I was already institutionalized. So mind you, now when June 10th, 2015 comes along, which is my sobriety date, right?
There it is.
Right? So when June 10th, 2015 comes about, see, God from the gate started showing me this ain't about doing time. You know how to do time. You can do time standing on your head. You've been doing time all your life. This ain't about time. This is about recovery. This is about redemption. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Though this is going to be a familiar journey, it's going to be altogether a different journey, right? But it all begins with choices. Choices. Because guess what? God gives me a free will. That's what separates us from humans and animals. God gives us the ability to make choices. You see what I'm saying? So God started,
I am or I am not.
So God started putting things in my pathway. And hey, he ain't gonna force me to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's up to me whether or not I want to make the choice and see it for what it is and take this, or I can go my way. But we already know what my way done got me. My way done got me that when I stepped out of Pelican Bay in February 10th, 2017, that was my 19th state correctional facility that I've served time in over the course of 20 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So that means I got more time in jails and institutions than I do in society. You feel me? So I was like a bank deposit. You know what I'm saying? I did deposits.
The wrong way.
I didn't get hit with, them long terms. I got hit with deposits. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? That was what's sad to say was that was home. You know what I'm saying? This was just vacation out here. You feel me?
Man, how long you been clean and sober though, man?
Man,
That's a hell of a feat right there. You know what I mean? I'm talking light to heavy. You know what I'm saying? Just let go of anything that you're used to doing, man. That's a hell of a feat, man. So
yes, sir.
June 10th, 2015 was the last time I had a drink. June 10th, 2015.
Big props,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
That's a big thing, man.
You know, February 10th that just passed, I celebrated 3 years of being home out of incarceration. You know what I'm saying? And let me just say this, that I've never, ever lived the life that I'm living right now. You know, you hear a lot of people say that, man, I got my life back, right? You know what I'm saying? Everything that I lost, I got back. Well, guess what? I don't want what I gave away. I don't want that back. See, God done restored my life tenfold, and he done gave me everything anew. You know what I'm saying? With this journey that I took, everything is new. You know what I'm saying? So I'm living a life that I've never even lived before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's nothing like it. You know, I used to always hear Christians and people in the church talk about the best high is a spiritual high. Mm-hmm. Man, to experience it, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? It's a high that's out of this world. You have to, in the literature that we study in my program, in the literature we study, it's called being rocketed into the fourth dimension. And when you then hit that rocket ship, best believe, you understand me, it's pivotal. It's pivotal. You know what I'm saying?
You look spiritually high right now. Just talking about it though. That's on the real, man. So you go around and you speak on that, right? I mean, I know you're telling people your story, man.
Yeah,
Man,
you know what's cold, right? And it's another scripture in the Bible. As y'all see, I keep referring back to the Bible, right? The Bible is a roadmap. Everything that we go through in this life, it's already been lived. That's why they say it's nothing new to God under the sun. You know what I'm saying? Because we done already lived it. It's already been lived through the various individuals in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I see myself in various parts of the Bible, from the Old Testament to the New Testament. You know, they got a parable, they got a story in there. It's called the prodigal son. You can find that in Mark. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not Mark. You find it in Luke. Luke, 15th chapter, 11th verse through the 32nd verse. You know what I'm saying? And that speaks about me, the prodigal child. Because if you go back into Proverbs 22:6, and this is what my mother did as a very young kid. It says, train up your child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he shall not veer far from the path. Feel me? So that's what my mom did. My mom trained me in a church, Friendship Baptist Church. You understand me? That's the church I grew up in. And so she trained me by that. But when I became 18, right? When I became 18, I thought I had it all. I thought I knew it all. And I said, nobody's gonna control me now, right? So I took what I thought I knew and I jumped off the porch. And I went off into the world. See? And that's what the story is about the prodigal son. See, he went off into the world and got lost and turned out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with myself, right? So I lived 25 years in darkness, right? And it didn't just, boom, darkness consume me. No, it came through a process, because nothing in this life is overnight. Nothing. Everything comes through a process. From the time that a kid is conceived, between the egg and the seed, you know what I'm saying? It's a process, right? The 9-month process, then the delivery process, and then the baby, and then to the infant, and the toddler, and then the kid. You feel me? It's process. Nothing in this life just happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process. So it was a process of me going into that darkness. You know what I'm saying? And my dad, you know what I'm saying? And this is the man that raised me, you know what I'm saying? And I love him to death, because he stepped in when another man stepped out. You know what I'm saying? And he's been in my life since I was 4 years old, and I'm now 47. And him and my mom is still together. You know what I'm saying? I love this song right here. Y'all hear the interlude? Y'all hear it? That's Pac, man. Hey, man. Hey, that's 1995. Look, that's 1995, man, and I can know exactly where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that Me Against the World album. And I had that chip on my shoulder. And I really felt that. You know what I'm saying? What he talking about? He said, man, he talking about, will he see the penitentiary or will he stay free? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And at that point in my life, I hadn't even seen the penitentiary system. I was just doing county jail bids. You feel me? But I graduated. I graduated to the California Department of Corrections.
And they call that graduation.
No, they actually slide you through, though. You know what I'm saying? When you work right.
I never understood that.
You know, it's how you feel at school, and then they ship you off anywhere and let you graduate. That's the prison system. You know what I'm saying?
So don't say it like you brag.
So, you know, going back to what I was saying, though, about the prodigal son, right? So the word prodigal means squanderous, wasteful living. You know what I'm saying? And so the prodigal son, he went off into the world and he started being around, you know what I'm saying, thieves and all kind of worldly people, right? He was with harlots, you know. And in the Bible, what harlots means prostitutes. Yeah. But see, the cold thing is, I done been involved in that lifestyle as well, too. You see what I'm saying? This is my truth, man. I keep it true. I keep it raw, and I keep it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a God-sized hole in my heart. Feel me? So with that gaping-sized hole in my heart, I looked outside of myself to always try to fill that hole. I was looking for love in all the wrong places. You see what I'm saying? Right. And so a hurt person is only going to do hurtful things. And they're going to hurt people that don't got nothing to do with the hurt that they even feeling. You see what I'm saying? So a person asks me, well, how could you get off into a life of prostitution or whatnot? Because I'm hurt. I'm shattered. All the things that I went through in my childhood led up to me having a black heart. You know what I'm saying? And so this is how I got into that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And it's not something that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? Not in the least bit, because I got daughters. You know what I'm saying? I got daughters, you feel me? But it's part of my experience. It's part of my journey. You know what I'm saying? And for me to cut out an aspect of my journey, then I'm doing somebody a distrust. I'm doing somebody a disinterest because I'm holding back and I'm only saying what I think somebody needs to hear. And it ain't about that. It's about what God wants to come out. You know what I'm saying? What God wants to be shared, because God is the one that gave me this gift. You know what I'm saying? Just like my disease of alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? I used to think that I was cursed. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. But what I thought was a curse is really my blessing. You feel me? Because just like the Apostle Paul in the New Testament, right? He went to God 3 times and asked him to remove the thorn that he had in his side, right? And God said no. Why? You want to know why? Because that thorn was a constant reminder to him that he needed God. You see what I'm saying? And that's what my disease is. You know what I'm saying? That thorn. I got to have God. My program is a spiritual program. And without God, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, as I was saying, without God, you know what I'm saying? I have no mental defense against the first drink. You feel me? That but a power that's greater than myself that I choose to call God. You feel what I'm saying? And the power is in me, even though I'm powerless.
You can finish it.
So, hey man, we're gonna take a little moment to pause
Man,
and whatnot.
yeah, let me throw a little something up in there, man, and we're gonna get back with it. Though.
And
we're gonna, man. My boy Marcus in the building doing it way too tough. You know what I'm saying? Got a testimony from me.
Shirts.
Man, keep us locked in the baby soul, man. We'll be right back.